Next step on the little video series here, we're going to talk about my restraint system. Now, this is pretty important. If it really depends on the terrain you ride in as well. Um, if you ride where it's really, really bumpy, or you're going over a lot of rocks, or you like to hill climb perhaps, or there's a chance you could fall, roll over, the stock seatbelts are going to be woefully inferior. They're going to be a lot of tension on your lap, or in some cases, maybe it rides up onto your waist or whatever. They just don't seem to lock quick enough for me, and they're just really uncomfortable. The shoulder belt's uncomfortable. One of the huge advantages to the stock belt system is they're really easy to get in and out of very quickly. So if you're not in stupid rocky terrain, or you're not a hill climber, you're just kind of recreationally running on dirt trails that are well maintained and wide and nice, or maybe you're just going through mud, I wouldn't bother with these. They're not worth it. I'll tell you that, so you can stop watching now. If you do ride in pretty crappy terrain or go over a lot of bumps or like to take chances and frequently break your machine as a result, this might be the way to go. Now, there's several companies out there that make really good, belt systems. And after having purchased these and running around my cell phone and stuff like that, I wish it had a pocket. I know Pro Armor has a pocket, and they were my runner-up actually. I really like theirs. But Dragonfire has the rep. They have, well, not that Pro Armor doesn't, but they have a great premium seatbelt. The padding is fantastic on this thing. It is awesome. The buckle system, I love the buckle system on this thing. It's real easy to operate. You just kind of pull that and the whole thing comes out. It's pretty easy to put together to hook all back up. It is time consuming though, especially if you run the 5th point. These are 5 points that I only installed 4 points of. Putting all this together, especially with the helmet on, it's kind of hard to see on your lap. With the helmet, so it can be kind of annoying. It takes a little bit more time. You got to practice it a little bit. If you're in an absolute crazy sheer panic to get out, this isn't going to feel as intuitive unless you practice it. So definitely are going to need to fine tune your muscle memory there. It is great though under stress. Gross motor skills, grab, pull, done. Pretty much, unless you forget this guy, and that'll surprise you. When you go to jump out, you'll end up with that in your neck. Not that I'm speaking from experience. Anyway, another thing I did get with this system is the bracket mount here, so that I didn't have to just hook it on the bar, and I wanted a nice, correct, comfortable, repeatable angle, so I could keep. They're always in the same place relatively to take them on and take them off. It's a lot easier. I did have to cut my rear window though to get them through here, and they do contact it a little bit, but there has been no chafing at all, no evidence of such, which I can only assume is a testament to Dragonfire's superior product. But it really is a good system. One huge drawback, in addition to the difficulty to get in and out, is that you cannot, to properly wear these, you have to be snug in them. You don't have to be tight. They need to be snug. And when that happens, if you're like me, I'm only 5'10", 5'11", so I cannot reach everything in here when I feel like my legs are probably taller, so sit back from the steering wheel a little bit, not too much. I like to stay right on there so I can move it real good. But while I can reach the pedals and the gear select and the ignition and the 4-wheel drive, everything else is more difficult. The lights on the far side, the trip meter I can still reach. This guy is hopeless. I cannot reach to flip my windshield. And once it's out, I have to take this one strap off to reach over and grab that. It's a pain in the butt. So if you frequently mess with that, or if you have a manual wiper, a lot of folks do that. I should probably invest in that. You're not gonna be able to reach it at all. So you're gonna have to get a power system or maybe a whole different windshield altogether to make that work. Adjusting your mirrors, you really can't do easily sitting, cinched down in the seat very well. But the big thing, I guess, for me is the windshield, is changing that. Once it gets all muddy, I just flip it up and I just run my shield on my helmet and my goggles and that stuff. When it's raining, I do a lot of Windex on it, but it still beads up to the point where or it gets so saturated that I just can't see. I would like to be able to flip it up easier. I can kind of do it if I really stretch. I can hit this hard and it pops it off, but I don't like doing that. I don't want to wear out any of these components or break them by smacking it, improperly and not carefully deploying it. So those are the kind of the drawbacks to the system. Installation is also kind of a pain in the butt. There's a couple nuts and bolts and whatnot that are a real bear to get out of there. There's also, you have to be creative with your wiring for the seatbelt override. Otherwise, it kind of reduces your speed, and you can't go very fast at all. They make with the purchase of these though, with Dragonfire's unit, you get the plug-in switch blocker or adapter cover, whatever you want to call it. It's an override. You just pop it in there, leave all the factory wiring the way it is. That's what I did. And that way it's 100% returnable to stock. If you ever want to sell these, they fetch a decent price, pre-owned. They're easy to clean, so they can look pretty fresh. And you can just unplug it and put your factory system back on. So I'm not going to change it. I spent the money on it. It's in here. I'm just going to leave it be. I'm not going to wear a seatbelt or anything like that to plow. Now that I got rid of that stupid, override, it's going to be what it's going to be. I'll probably just take these right off and tuck them behind and lock them up, and that's it. That's what I'm planning on doing. But really good system together. I really like these nice big, brackets here, and I like the way these hold them right here on the seat pretty much. It's easy to put on. I can't really say enough good about them. The disadvantages for me are far outweighed by the advantages. So again, thanks for watching.